live review, and today is a special review because I'm going to talk about a fashion designer, a French fashion designer, Claude Montana, who passed away on 23rd of February. And this fine gentleman, he was a very talented and very gifted fashion designer, French fashion designer. He was one of the princes of the fashion in the 80s and until 1997, which is company bankrupted, and he got his retired through the business of fashion. But his perfumes are still around, and fortunately are still around. And those fragrances are timeless. Today I'm going to talk about one of his very unique fragrances. I'm going to talk about Graphite, or Graphite, if you want to pronounce it in a French way. And this perfume is a masterpiece, and really I mean it, because it's a kind of perfume that I always have it in my wardrobe. And I don't know if you are familiar with Graphite or not, but this fragrance is a fantastic fragrance and really deserve to be highlighted. And today we are going to talk about perfume of Claude Montana, and also it's a kind of a tribute, a review to Claude Montana. So, Graphite or Graphite was released in 2011. Is an amber spicy fragrance, and the nose behind this is the master perfumer Nathalie Lorson. Let's break down the notes. Top notes are Virginia cedar, violet leaves, pepper, bergamot. Heart notes are guaiac wood, amber, geranium, and base notes are benzoin, sandalwood, and oak moss. I will also give you main accords. Main accords are woody, fresh and spicy, ambery, warm and spicy, powdery, aromatic, and ozonic. This fragrance, to me, is very similar to Carbone by Balmain. No wonder why, because both were created by the same perfumer, Nathalie Lorson, but they are similar, but they are not very clone of each other's. Graphite has a very niche quality fragrance for a designer fragrance. This fragrance has a very dark, but in the same time has some little sweet accords as well. Very woodsy, very spicy, extremely well blended, and has also that smell of fresh pencil. You know, when you shave a pencil, there is a special smell of it. No wonder why, because pencils are made by cedar woods, and the cedar wood here is very dominant. But this is not only the story of this. The whole story is different thing. The dry down became more seductive and became more leathery. Graphite is very ambery, very woody, and has also leather accords, which are not mentioned on Fragrantica, but to me there is definitely a leather accord. It's not only amber, woody, flora, spicy. There is also leather accord, and the leather here is a fantastic leather. Nathalie Lorson, she always knew how to blend the fragrance. She always knew how to make it great fragrances, and this fragrance is a fantastic fragrance. Nobody talk about it because there is no hype around. There is no big advertisement around this fragrance, and nobody really talk about fragrances from Claude Montana because the house of Claude Montana, it's not anymore an active house, and this fragrance belong to connoisseurs. Only connoisseurs knows what I'm talking about. They also release Graphite Oud edition, which I don't have it in my collection, but I'm looking forward to catch it because I heard it's a nice woody fragrance. And it's a kind of fragrance, as I told you, has similarities with Carbone by Balmain, which I reviewed previously. You can find my review. Different in a very different way because this fragrance is more polished, more sophisticated, and it's a kind of fragrance for a dress code. Should be a well-dressed gentleman. This is not a casual fragrance. You don't wear this fragrance to go and play tennis or stuff like that. You wear this fragrance for dinner or for very special meetings, or when you really have to find your friends or for date or stuff like that. Very sophisticated fragrance, and as I told you, has definitely a niche quality. This is not a very common designer fragrance because that's how fragrances from Claude Montana they were always extremely high qualities and very unique, very sophisticated, and they were always on the same ballpark as great fragrances released by the other brands. But this always fragrances from Claude Montana had their own personality, and their personality was set aside from other brands. Not a mass market fragrance, not a crowd pleaser, a true fragrance for connoisseurs, for gentlemen who are searching for a kind of different way to smell good. And really, you smell good with this, but you are not a usual smell. You don't wear a usual fragrance. You wear a very unique fragrance. And this is absolutely need an acquired taste, need someone with a very sophisticated nose to appreciate what I'm talking about. This is not for everyone. This is for a very well developed nose, and you cannot even love it up on the first sniff. You need time. You need a real time to get accustomed with this fragrance and appreciate the smell of this fragrance, because this fragrance is not a very common fragrance and really belongs to very special moments, when you are really having a very unique rendezvous, a very unique date, and you want to smell unique. You want that your scent trail be remembered. Then you wear that fragrance. This is not for casual meetings. This is not a fragrance that you wear just to go and see a friend or to go to bowling or to go to movies. No, this is a fragrance for a very special meeting. This is a fragrance that you want to be remembered, and you want to really make a difference when you wear this fragrance. And that's why I really cherish this fragrance. It's not a simple fragrance. This fragrance, it's a sophisticated fragrance and absolutely needs a little bit of time to get accustomed with, and then you really, really feel that this fragrance is so different from other fragrances. Also, some people say they have a similarities with Pure Wood by Thierry Mugler. Maybe. I will not say absolutely maybe. This is a refined, very unique, and very, very special fragrance. Not a very common fragrance. To me, the closest brother to this fragrance, as I told you, is Carbon by Balmain, and only Carbon by Balmain is on the same ballpark. Others are maybe close, but they are not absolutely the same. But personally, I don't wear this fragrance every day. I wear it on a special occasion, and I wear it only when I want to be special, when I want to be distinctive, when I want to have the vibes of the 80s. Then you wear that. Then you wear that because you want to be remembered as a gentleman from the 80s or from the 90s. The people were more sophisticated. People were more, absolutely more different from now. And the dress codes were different. Nowadays, the dress codes are very simple. You know, Those were the days that people were trying to dress up like Don Johnson. They were trying to dress up like Richard Gere. And obviously, fragrances were more sophisticated. Fragrances were more pushy than now. Now it's casual, and yeah, people are more relaxed maybe, but at the same time, I think the dress code has changed, and really, Fox they became more and more casual and you know less careful about their the wardrobe, and you don't meet them in the very fancy way as you were meeting them before. And I really think that people were more well dressed than now. And also, fragrances were much better smelling than now. There is no doubt about it. Fragrances nowadays are made by computer, by artificial intelligence, and I don't appreciate that. Graphite is not that kind of fragrance. Graphite is crafted by master perfumer Nathalie Lorson, supervised by Claude Montana. Claude Montana, he was very careful about his fragrances. He was supervising his fragrances. This man, he was a very sophisticated, very elegant, and very modern as well. And really, I had a chance to meet him a couple of times, and really I enjoy chatting with him. And really, this gentleman, he was a fine gentleman. God bless his soul, because he's not anymore among us. He left us maybe too early, but sadly, since 1998, he was in a kind of forced retiree. And this is not very nice, because he really had lots of things to give us in the fashion business. Uh, Absolutely, it's a tribute to Claude Montana, and I'm very proud to talk about graphite or graphite. And I'm very proud to tell you that I really met him a couple of times, and I really enjoyed talking with him. And I today I said to myself, I have absolutely to pay him a tribute, because he was a very fine guy. He was a very fine gentleman, and he was a very talented fashion designer. And also, he was not a perfumer, but he was a perfume supervisor, and he released great perfumes that are timeless. And I hope that even after him, those fragrances will survive. If not, it's up to us to make them be survive and make them be remembered. Anyway, I invite you to discover or rediscover graphite. If you are a cedar lover, or you like that type of niche quality fragrances, prices are very affordable. This is between $40 to $55, not more than this, or sometimes even less you can find. And don't judge by the price. Go for the quality. Really, this fragrance, it's a niche quality fragrance, and even they ask it for $200, I'm ready to pay for it, because this fragrance is, for me, is a masterpiece. And I really enjoy wearing this fragrance on very special moments, very special occasions. And I love that smell of pencil shavings. It's a blast of dry cedar woods. And we find this also in Carbone by Bellman. And some more woodiness are always welcome. So give it a try. Go for Graphite by Claude Montana. And really, he may rest in peace. He was a shooting star. He was a guy that he really did a lot for the fashion. He brought a lot of new things on the fashion business, and also he brought a lot of good fragrances for us for the Fragcom. We really owe him a lot. And unfortunately, lately, nobody really talk about him. And people, they have short memories. He was one of the greatest French fashion designers in the 80s and also in the 90s. And he will be remembered as one of the greatest of all. Claude Montana, rest in peace. You are not forgotten, and your perfumes are simply magic. That's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope that you are all doing fine. Thanks for being here. And I'll be back with another fragrance review. Until then, stay fragrant. Remember, wear only what you want to wear. God bless you all and have a great Sunday. Cheerio!